Oh, that one's not that friendly.
What's your horse's name?
Cinabara.
Cinabara?
Yeah, she actually came with that name. I was gonna name her
sweet.
Serengeti, but I thought it sounded so pretty because she's registered, so I decided to keep it.
Yeah, she came over here and she was really friendly. She's sweet.
Yeah, I'm happy with her so far. Doesn't seem to mind the cat. So I'm gonna groom her, and then I'm just gonna walk her around to school her and get her used to the riding arena. She doesn't seem nervous at all. But it's still always good to prepare them for new things when they're in a new place. So many memories from all the years I used to ride here.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell she's already gained a little bit of weight, which is good.
Yeah, she's looking good, and her coat's looking good since you've been brushing her so much.
Yeah. Yeah, we got off almost all the winter here.
Shout out to Ranch Dressing.
Yeah.
Dressing. Your bag.
The outfit.
Your whole outfit.
You can see some of the scars here from when she was in the kill pen. I'm not sure if the hair will grow back completely over it. There's another one. That one looks better than it did when I first got her. But it seems like she really got beat up in there. But most horses do because there's so many of them crammed in a really, really small area with very little food and water, and it's a high stress environment. And since she's low on the totem pole to begin with, she probably really got beat up. But she's in a good, safe place now. Positive reinforcement. She was perfect when I did her feet and groomed her, so now I'm gonna walk her around and school her, get her used to everything. This weekend, a coworker and friend who's in school to become a vet and in her spare time trains horses is gonna meet me here. We're gonna do some groundwork with her, and then we're gonna give her a test drive. She seems to be handling everything really well, and at the previous place she was at, she was giving lessons, so we know she's obviously broke to ride. But just because this is a new place for her and she's new to us, we're gonna be cautious, because with a large prey animal, you should always be cautious. But I think it's gonna go well. I'm excited to see how it goes this weekend, and I'll show you guys that when we get there. For now, we're just gonna school her and get her ready for that. When we first got here, there was a kid down there riding a pony, and the ladies that were with him said that she came right up to them. So she's really friendly. She loves all people. And Miss Candy, who owns the boarding facility, said that every time she sees people, she comes running to them. Which is great considering how bad she was treated. But you can tell she wasn't treated poorly her whole life. And she responded really well to that. So I think she's settling in very well here. Let's see what she thinks of the mountain block. Like I've seen these before.
This Palomino right here was giving Cinabara a lot of sass. And one of the ladies over there said that this Palomino was jealous because Cinabara was getting some attention from them. She came over and made like a funny kind of noise and wedged her way right in there.
I'm gonna groom her again and give her some more treats for positive reinforcement. You always want to end training on a good note, and then we will check back on Sunday when the trainer comes. She's looking at all of her friends over there. Are those your friends? I wonder what they're saying to each other. So this is where she's been staying now that she's out of quarantine. Because she is at a high risk for founder, so we can't have her on any lush pasture. So there is a lot of just dry lot in here. There's a round pen she can work in. There's a riding arena we were just in, and then there's also an indoor one. And then she can go into that grass, and then it leads behind the indoor arena and up there. So she has lots of friends and lots of space. She seems very happy. It's Sunday, so we're gonna go ride Cinabara for the first time. She's broke to ride, and the place that rescued her from the kill pen said that once they got her healed and everything, they used her briefly for lessons before she was rehomed to me. And I've seen lots of videos of her riding, and the place that rescued her has a really good reputation, and they've been very honest about other horses that have had issues, and they have not reported any issues with Cinabara to me. Normally, I would advise against purchasing a horse sight unseen, but since this place had such a good reputation and since there was just a very limited window of time for me to decide to get her or not, and it wasn't that close to me, and since I had money saved up for a trainer if I needed one, I decided to just trust my gut and go for it. But that doesn't mean we're not going to take extra precautions. Got everything bagged up and loaded in my car. I'm about to head over, and then Eva, the human, not my dog, who I know, she's in school to be a vet tech, but in her spare time she trains horses. So she's gonna meet me there, test her out for me first. We're gonna lunge her, and then I'll get on her if all goes well, like I think it will. So come to the farm with us and check it out. And even though Cinabara seems to be so calm and so good, she is still a prey animal, and animals can be unpredictable. She's in a new environment. She's gone through a lot of changes the past several months, going from all these different places. And even though she's handling it really, really well, you still need to be cautious and keep it low stress for her, which is why we've been taking this process so slow, because we want her to be comfortable and we want me to be safe and anyone else that gets on her to be safe. And any new experience or new situation you want to make very positive. So of course we're going to bring her treats. She loves these. So now that I got this in here, and I'll go grab the grooming bag, and now we're ready to go. done her training session. We decided not to ride her today, even though she was doing everything really, really well. We just didn't want to overwhelm her. And like I said, she's broke to ride. She knows what to do, but we just want to take things slow because she's new to us. And even though the place we got her from seems trustworthy, you still should always be careful because you just never really know. So we're going to continue with the groundwork, and then by next weekend, if everything's still going well, we're probably going to ride her, so stay tuned. And always end things on a positive note. Monkey likes the smell of horse. I'm letting it air out now because she got sweaty and we cooled her out and now we're back home. She did a really good job. So we're going to continue with the groundwork with her and then soon we'll ride her. She probably would have been fine if we got on her today, but like I said earlier, we just want to take things slow with her. And that way we can build a good foundation and good trust with her. And some things I just wanted to mention, because when I was there, I was focused on the horse and in learning, so I didn't give too much context on video, so I'll let you guys know here. Don't mind Eva, she's going potty. We'll pan away, give her some privacy. Eva the dog, not the human. There's difference. Eva the horse trainer, Eva the dog. Oh, and by the way, look, her leash is the same pattern that Cinabara has on her tack. Isn't it pretty? But anyways, what I wanted to say is I can't express enough how important it is and how worth it is to hire a trainer, or at least someone that really knows what they're doing, an expert. Even if you think you know what you're doing, even if you do know what you're doing, you're never too old to learn, you're never too experienced to learn something new, and you should always be bettering yourself by continuing to learn. And I've said this before, I've taken lessons for many years, but it's been a while in between. So even though I know the basics, I'm going to consider myself a beginner again just because it's been so many years. So when I knew I wanted to get a horse, I didn't just rush out and buy the first horse I liked. I waited until I found one that I thought was a good match for me. And I really wanted to do a rescue, so that just worked out. And I made sure that I had enough money set aside for tack, obviously the supplies I would need, an emergency fund set aside in case we have some kind of crazy vet bill that comes up, because you just never know what's going to happen. And then I also had some set aside for a trainer, because even though I planned on, and I did, buy something that's already trained and already knows what to do, anytime you get a new animal, especially a rescue animal, you can never be too careful because it's a large animal and she could spook, she could hurt us, or who we got her from could be untruthful about something and we could get hurt. So that's why we're taking it really, really slow. Because one, I want myself to be safe, I want my trainer to be safe, and I want the horse to be comfortable and to trust us, and I don't want to rush and do anything that's going to make her uncomfortable. Now, Cinabara does seem very chill, sweet, happy, relaxed where she is, so I don't think that riding her today would have stressed her out. But it's just going to make our relationship and our trust in the long run even better if we continue to take things slow and do the groundwork. Groundwork's important for any horse, no matter how well bonded you are, because it's going to... Oh, she's going potty, don't look. Anyways, because it's going to establish your bond and it's going to make them realize that you're the leader. It's going to teach them to respect you, which is going to make it safer for you. And it's actually going to make your horse more comfortable too. They're herd animals. Their instinct is to follow a leader, and if you're not going to show that you're a strong leader, they're actually going to become anxious and potentially dangerous. If they see you as the leader, they're going to feel a lot safer and a lot more calm because they're going to look to you to make the decisions instead of them thinking that they have to make the decisions. So always do groundwork, even if you think you guys have everything covered. It doesn't hurt to just do that on a regular basis to keep your bond strong and to keep them with their manners. We're just up here checking on the garden. What do you think, Monkey? Oh, and don't worry, I have not sprayed these with anything, so it's perfectly fine that she's up here. Sometimes I like to walk her up here because if she goes to the bathroom near the garden, I hope it helps keep like chipmunks and rabbits away because they smell her and they're like, oh no, a predator. So far I've been lucky, I don't want to jinx it. Nothing, well, we lost a couple plants, but for the most part everything up here has been untouched, so I'm very grateful. Eva likes broccoli. But yeah, I just wanted to end it with saying that, and then I also wanted to mention that, again, I am considering myself a beginner again. I'm learning, so that's why it's so good to have someone even just showing me the groundwork, because if you make a mistake, even a minor one, it could turn into a bad habit, and you might not realize it. So that's why I'm very grateful that Eva, the trainer, was there today, so she could correct me on little mistakes and give me some really, really good, valuable pointers there. So I was really grateful for that. She did a great job. She showed me the proper way to tie to the post because I've always not been the best with knots. So she went over that a couple times with me, helped me with the tack, which again, I knew how to do that, but I want it to be perfected because like I said, you can never learn too much. So don't ever be afraid to reach out for help or to ask questions from people that know more than you, because even the experts can learn. So if you're a beginner or you're getting back into something, or if you're trying something new for the first time, that's really, really good for you, and don't ever be ashamed to get the help that you need, because it will only make you and your horse better. Couldn't be happier with how today went. So we're going to continue the groundwork. Very soon we're going to try riding her, and I think it's going to go great. So stay tuned, subscribe so you can see that.